right now.
I want to gamble.
I never want to hear those words out of your mouth again.
Gambling is not your problem.
Has anybody ever told you before you're bad luck?
Most gamblers, when they go to gamble, they go to win.
Those were my mother's dying words.
When we go to gamble, we go to lose. Show me the money.
Get out of here, man.
Here, use mine.
Honestly, like, let's just go. Let's go to Vegas.
You got it snatched, Jerry. I want you to say what you would mean it, brother. Show me the money!
It's the Sports Memory Vegas pregame show.
Gentlemen, week 14. Every time that clip plays, I have so much nostalgia about being hammered in Vegas and riding tight lines, nail biters down to the end.
Sportsbook dream, baby. Sportsbook dream.
And, you know, just like we talked early on the earlier podcast this week, what a great slate of games this week. So many playoff implications, some very juicy lines and props coming, which we're going to be touching on shortly. I would like to just dive right in.
Let's do it.
We're going to go Kansas City is a 7-point favorite in Miami, over under 50.5. And this is going to be one of my upset specials of the week.
Woo!
You know, I love Miami to cover. I'm going to buy them 7.5, but I will have them in an underdog parlay. Brian Flores still my candidate for Coach of the Year. Any good props sitting in this game, man?
Yeah, no, I like Miami's defense. I'm not as confident in the win as you are, but I do think the Miami's defense stifles Patrick Mahomes. Right now, he is the over-under for passing yards is 310.5, and the under is plus money on that. So I'm grabbing Patrick Mahomes under 310.5 at plus 100.
Gotcha. Now, today, obviously, Travis Kelce's just been dominant, and Tyreek Hill is another monster. But some guys are not good DFS starts for you, right, JC?
Yeah, I don't really want to pay up for Tyreek Hill today. I do think it's going to be a lower scoring game. It's going to be close throughout. I mean, for anyone in the playoffs right now, certainly start him, fire him up with no questions asked. There's just not some guy I want to pay up for. If anybody's looking for a big dart throw, whether in DraftKings or just in their leagues, whatever, Lynn Bowden today got 4 receptions last week. Myles Gaskin's out. He's going to have a higher running role today. He's at 3,000. So he's just kind of a free play. I like him.
I actually do like Lynn Bowden, Kentucky product, bouncing around the NFL already in his rookie season. Very talented guy. And how about my darling teams coming up? Game 2, Arizona at the Giants. Everyone's been blowing the Giants, and rightly so. They're playing hot. I'm gonna for this game. Cardinals are 2.5 point favorites, over under 47, and just like my MO last season, we're gonna go Cardinals and over, and you can lock that one in, baby.
Cardinals and over is always a really, really good play. I like the over in this game as well, but a sexy odd. And again, if you guys listen to this show at all, you guys know I have an infatuation with Daniel Jones. Paying out plus 2,500 as a first touchdown, rushing touchdown. Again, so that's just a weird like little flyer prop that I like in this game. But if you're looking for something a little bit more popular, the over at 46.5 I like a lot, along with Marcus.
Any players are for us today, JC? You know I love these boys, and I know you get scared in Arizona.
I don't know. Yeah, I'm probably not touching any of the main players today. The only one I'm playing is probably Wayne Gallman, just because he's been so good to me, and he's still pretty cheap.
Can we bring up to JC how he tried to convince you and me to take Arizona over New England? And we told him, no, man, that's not a good bet. So just want to call JC out real quick on that one.
I don't understand it, man. They're playing against the Chargers, and not a receiver has more than 15 yards receiving. They're up 35-0. How does it
happen? So being now that we're here in the Tampa Bay area, well, I am, and a lot of the guys at the page are, a huge playoff implication game. Minnesota is 7-point dogs in Tampa Bay. coming off a bye week, over under 52. I'm a darling for the Vikings, man. I love them. I love what they're doing. I think they have the offensive player of the year and the rookie of the year on that side. Take the Vikings to cover. And this is going to be an under game, guys. 52.5, I think, is a lot, but I think the play in this game would be under 52.5.
7 points is a lot. I would like it better if it was at 6.5, but I'm still taking Tampa Bay to cover. I think Tampa Bay rolls here. I think Tom Brady picks apart that very bad Minnesota defense here. So I'm taking Tampa and the points in this game. JC, any players you got for this?
Yeah, Adam Thielen is 700 less than Jefferson, so he's a big smash for me. I like Mike Evans this week too. He's pretty reasonably priced, and you could probably mix some Rojo into your lineups as well. But I'm with you. I don't think Tampa Bay has much of a problem today. I don't like Dalvin Cook. I wouldn't pay up for him against that defensive line.
I think he has his worst game of the year. I was looking. Let me look real quick on what his rushing yards is. 83.5. Yeah, I would go under. It's not something I'm going to bet, but I do like the under on his 83.5 yards. I think he has one of his worst games of the season.
He has 4 games under 83 so far this year.
So there we go. There we go.
Hey, a couple good notes. I'm actually glad you brought up Thielen. I think he's the Vikings' key to pulling this game out. Remember, Tampa faces Christian McCaffrey twice a year, and they bottle him up more often than not. So they're used to a versatile running back like that. So I'm totally with you. Do not pay up for Dalvin Cook today, even though he is the offensive player of the year. All right, boys. Colts, Raiders. I'm high on both these teams. You talk shit to my Colts all the time, but they're going to hit that 10-win mark. Colts are 3-point favorites, over under 52.5. This one's an easy one for me. I've given up a lot of hope on the Raiders, and I hate Josh Jacobs, and I'm going to say that every single week. Indy covers here, and under 52. I think that's way too many points for a team that, a strong defensive team like Indy.
Yeah, so this is basically an elimination game. We covered this on the podcast earlier last week, and the loser of this game jumps into the 20% of making the playoffs. So this is essentially a play-in game for both teams. So I think this game is very tight. I think the line at 2.5 is great. I think the under is probably the play here. But I heard an interesting stat that Phillip Rivers plays awful against the Raiders, which is why I'm going with another prop bet here in this game of Phillip Rivers at -130 to throw an interception.
Why do you think he plays so bad against the Raiders?
I mean, just mostly because he's a bad quarterback. But yeah, it's weird. I mean, it's a stat of the weird that I found today on social media. But yeah, no, it's I think this is an ugly game. I think it's a close game, and the two ones I'm going with is the under and Phillip Rivers throwing an interception.
Come on, is Josh Jacobs going to do anything today?
I can't imagine he does a lot. He's going to split carries no matter one way around it. I don't really like anybody on this team today, but I do want to shout out Darren Waller and Derek Carr for stacking me up last week. I don't know, maybe throw a flyer on T.Y. Hilton again just because he's kind of getting hot, but otherwise I don't like this game at all.
It is nice to see him coming around. Hopefully he'll keep it up. Back-to-back weeks of 18-plus points in PPR formats, and I still love me some T.Y. Hilton.
T.Y. Hilton.
Monday Night Football. Baltimore-Cleveland. How exciting. Whoever would have thought that Cleveland would have 2-game lead here on the Ravens, and fuck Baltimore anyway. But I do think Baltimore is going to come in and just steamroll them. They're 3-point favorites, over under 45.5. I'm not touching the over under here. Yeah, Ravens roll. Lamar Jackson can't throw the ball, but Baker Mayfield will have a few turnovers today.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. I'm actually teasing this game up. It's my teaser of the week. I'm teasing up Baltimore 4 points here to get it to 6.5. I think they win by a touchdown plus here. And I'm also with you on a Baker interception. That's a nice little play I'm doing for the Monday night game. Any players you like in Monday night, JC?
I mean, in terms of like season long, start your studs. Don't get too cute with it this week, starting like Jalen Hurts over Lamar Jackson or something. But not so much from like a DraftKings perspective. I think it's a really weird matchup. I definitely think Baker has a pick this week. I think Baltimore's defense shuts them down pretty well. Jarvis Landry would probably be a good PPR option, but I think it's going to be lower scoring than we might think.
Yeah, no, I was all over Jarvis Landry last Sunday. You know this. I'm against him this week. I love the corners there in Baltimore. They do a great job. So Jarvis has been a hit or miss guy, and I'm staying away from him this week. What do you think Lamar does though? I mean, do you think he feasts?
I think he has a very solid floor, probably around 23 points at a minimum.
Gotcha. Solid play. I know that we want to talk about the Steelers game, but I'm going to hold that off just for one moment. Real quick, Dallas, Cincinnati. I think Dallas will definitely roll away with this one. A nice little revenge game. There's a few of those this week. I am riding CD Lamb pretty good today for first touchdown prop. That's going to be your either 8-1 or 10-1, depending on who you're getting it from. And we all know I love first touchdown props. But I think for me in this game, the biggest story here is does Dallas really want to play? Does Cincinnati really want to play? Both of these teams are jogging between this the 3 and 5.
Who wants to lose more?
Yeah, the 3 and 4 pick, man. But look for a lot of points there. But just want to throw that one out there. Ride the Cowboys. If not, they are tanking, and you should get your money back.
Yeah, I got a few plays outside of the games we covered. I got my lock of the week. Green Bay Detroit over. As Marcus said beforehand, Green Bay is scoring at an insane rate in divisional games, and I think there's some garbage time late points here by Detroit. So I like the over on Detroit Green Bay. My upset special of the week, I like Washington to keep it going against San Francisco. I think that front is going to make Nick Mullins' life hell, and it's paying out plus money. So I'm taking straight money line at plus 129 there. And then I also think we got a little bit of a Tennessee revenge game after what happened last week. So I like Tennessee spotting the 7 points against Jacksonville. So those are just those are 3 plays that I like outside of the games we covered today.
Okay. Gotcha. I've got no other plays, but let's talk about our boys. Sunday night, they're just flying in. Yeah, baby. Just flying into Buffalo today. An uncommon occurrence, but things are just wild and wacky right now with COVID. Steelers are 2.5-point dogs, over under 48.5. And there's a lot of question marks going on with Pittsburgh and their offense. You're going to see a lot less drop balls today. You're going to see a pretty pissed off team. I think Steelers will, believe it or not, roll the Bills here on the road. But 48.5 is way too many points. This game really should be 24-17, 24-14. So take the Steelers, but definitely ride the under.
Yeah, I mean, I don't gamble on my own team, but if I would take the Steelers as plus money here. But I got an awesome first touchdown. I was going back and forth who I was going to go with first touchdown. I hate that Ben loves Eric Ebron, but Eric Ebron's playing plus 1,700 on first touchdown. Ooh. So that's who I'm going to go with as a first touchdown, and then I'm going to probably, like I did with TY last week, hedge that as Eric Ebron anytime touchdown at plus 275. So that's going to be my first touchdown play of the week in this game, Steelers-Bills.
Yeah, no, they're waiting for the all-pro version of him to show up. Are there any good value plays here? Not just guys who want to start in this game, but other like good values. And then are there any must starts?
Must starts is going to be a little tough, just because both the defenses are really good. I really like the Ebron play. We talked about a couple weeks ago. We said he could play Dan Arnold here, and he sure did get a touchdown against Buffalo. They're a very good tight end matchup, and Ebron's pretty cheap in terms of that. Otherwise, I don't think Tre'Davious White's going to shadow anybody, so I expect about 80% production across the board from like Steelers wide receivers. The running game is going to be rough, and yeah, otherwise I kind of echo what you guys are saying.
So I got a question, JC. I know a lot of people have been hitting me up about why Chase Claypool has almost disappeared over the past couple of weeks. Do you expect him to become a focal point in this game and in games going forward, or is Chase Claypool's kind of run ended in both daily fantasy and regular fantasy formats?
I think we just kind of figured out what he was and what he does. He's no longer a surprise. And the nice thing about the Steelers offense, because it has so many weapons, is just going to take what the defense gives them. And, Ben's pretty judicious about that. He's not just feeding Antonio Brown. Sometimes does it with Deontay Johnson a little bit, but, Claypool is going to have a big week here and there. It just depends on what the defense is going to show.
What's his price tag? Is he worth someone to take a flyer on? I know I benched him on my regular fantasy team for Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones had an amazing week last week with Galladay out. Galladay is out again. So I replace Claypool with Marvin Jones, but I'm just kind of curious if that is a boom or bust guy worth taking a flyer on.
So he's at 6,500, which feels a little bit pricey just for his.
No, that's stay away.
There's a lot
stay away,
in
Dave.
that range.
Yes, agreed.
Is there any one and this is what we'll wrap it up with. Is there any one player that has to be in all of your teams across the board? I know a couple of people riding J.D. McKissick today for value and running in there over at Washington with Gibson out.
Yeah, JDU did good for me last week. He's not going to be a huge stealing play. I think you pay up for Derrick Henry this week. I have Jalen Hurts everywhere just because he's so cheap. There's a lot of guys consistent.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of a no-brainer, but I mean, I think Devontae Adams has a monster game in Detroit today.
Yeah. I'd say one guy in that game, you talked about the late receiving yards for Detroit. I agree. And Mohamed Sanu is 3,000 if you want a really cheap dart throw.
Wow, yeah. Oh, interesting.
Thanksgiving. I could see it happening with Galladay out again.
Yeah, he's been like surprisingly picking up like week by week over there. Interesting play. Well, all right, gentlemen and everybody, good luck today. We got some fun games coming. Steelers are going to win the division this week after Baltimore takes it home Monday night. Good luck.